the VTOMAN company sent me another power supply to try. And I agreed to try this one because it's got a very special feature that I'd never seen in a power supply before. Let's get it out of the box and see what we got. Oh, nice packaging. VTOMAN Super Safe Life BMS Power Station. Jump 1800 is the model, 1548 watt hours, 1800 watt. I assume that means an 1800 watt inverter. What else does it say here? 1548 watt hours, Life PO4 lithium batteries. You can input DC up to 400 watts. That would be like from a solar panel. The AC output is 1800 watts, peak 3600 watts. Pure sine wave, of course. The DC output, there are several. We'll talk about them in a minute. USB, several of those. Net weight 38.5 pounds. Hey, judging by the box, I thought it was going to be bigger for the amount of power that's in it, but it's looking small. A whole bunch of stickers. I guess you can paste these on your vehicle and advertise for VTOMAN. Ooh, look at this. A cloth carrying case. I'm going to guess that it's full of cables. All of the cables you need. There's a 12 volt out, 110 volt in. I don't see any MC4 connectors. Cigarette lighter plug, USB-C, USB-A, 12 volt barrel. Oops, lots of plugs in order to utilize all of the different outputs that it will do. But let's get it out of the box. Nice packing. And there it is. I'm going to drag it off the bench and drop it. 38 pounds. I didn't mean I was going to drop it. I'm going to drop the box. Great carrying handle. I really like the handle. Kind of walk away with it. Yeah, like the handle. Of course, the VTOMAN has all of the output ports that you need. 3 AC ports, 1800 watts, 3600 watt surge, USB A, including a quick charge port, and the other 3, it says 2.4 volts. USB-C outputs, cigarette lighter output, 2 12 volt outputs there. This is different to me. This is an input, and it's the input for the AC, but that's actually a DC input. It comes with a brick that plugs into the wall and then plugs into here and charges the power supply. It's also where you would plug in a solar charger. And this port over here is for hooking up an auxiliary battery. You can double the capacity of this with an auxiliary battery. And this is the port that I said was new to me. You may have wondered why they call this the Jump 1800. It has a jumper cable function, a jump start. As I said, new to me. This is going to be my go-to power supply in my Jeep. And why is it going to be my go-to power supply for my Jeep when I'm off-roading or on trips to Costco or Walmart with my, look down here, IceCo 12 volt refrigerator freezer? Because I've been using this one. The OPS is 1024 watt hours. The VTOMAN, smaller, more powerful, 1548 watt hours, a third more capacity, plus the jump starter function. I don't just review these things, I actually use them. And let's put this one to the test and see if it'll actually live up to its output capacity. You know, I used to hook up things. I've done reviews where I hooked up a whole bunch of different things at the same time to these power supplies. And I finally figured out that the real test is, will it run my table saw? I have a table saw just like that in Mexico. I've said this in YouTube before. It dims the lights at my house in Mexico when I turn it on. If it'll run that, it'll run anything. It'll run your coffee pot or your air fryer, a microwave. If it'll run that table saw, it'll run anything. And we're gonna try it under load. Okay, we're hooked up, plugged in, press the orange button to activate the AC. We're at 81% charged. I just went outside, it's raining out. A 2x4 and it's wet, which is gonna make it an even better test because wet wood's harder to saw. Let's do this again and put the camera over here to see what the wattage draw is.
You see it hit over 1700 watts there, no problem.
Well, let's see if it'll run that Porter Cable Pancake air compressor over there in the corner. Set this down and see how many watts it's gonna take. $967 watts. Let's try that again. Yeah, 970, 980 watts. Well, there you have it. The VTOMAN Jump 1800. As always, links below if you need a power supply, but check this out on my iPad on Amazon today.
The Jump 1800 is listed for $476, and for $662, that's another $186. You can get the auxiliary battery along with it. Unbelievable, but it says there's only 14 left. If you want one, you better get it. Okay, we're making a late afternoon run to Sierra Vista to the Walmart, and I brought my little bit bigger cooler. We've got the VTOMAN power supply hooked up to it. We're at 78%. It's taking 25 watts. It's cooled down about 4 degrees since I plugged it in just a minute ago. And it says it's going to run it for 34 hours. Ice cream time. Well, we got home late last night, went out to dinner in Sierra Vista, and I unpacked all the other groceries, but I decided to just leave the ice cream in here and see how the new power supply did overnight. Oh, it's only down 70. We were at 78 when I plugged it in. That would have been 16 hours ago. And the ice cream is hard. It says here that the temperature in the refrigerator is 7 degrees. You see why I need a cooler. Anyway, yeah. Overnight, it only used, what, 8%? More than overnight, 16 hours. It used 8% to run that. For the size, this is very powerful. I'm happy with it.